it's been a whole year since we last did it, but the problem is that our schedules never matched up, so it was hard for us to do it and for us to get together. It was hard for us to get together and talk about the Miami Dolphins and the games and everything. We did watch all of last year, and but it was just hard for us to schedule a time to be here and do one. By the time that we end up having to get together, it would already be too late, or we just didn't have enough time for it. But the credits on the music video and the music that came in was from Gary Glitter, Rock and Roll Part 2. That goes to him, all of him. I grew up with that song. Every time the Miami Dolphins would score, when I was a kid, my dad would play it every touchdown. So you already know I kept up the tradition. So
let's get into the game. Well, first of all, yay! Congratulations on the win, right? I'm excited. I'm glad that we got that win. But a couple of things definitely need some improvement. I think Tua towards the end finally showed up. Our defense showed up, and we were able to secure that win, even though we missed that field goal.
So that was the main thing, was that the defense showed up when they had to show up. At the very end of the game, they showed up. They stopped them when they needed to stop them. Yeah, we had some help from the refs, but that can go either way, right? So defense showed up. We took them to the very end and decided and stopped them, and we ended up holding them out to secure the win. The thing that caught my eye the most was that the very first series from Tua was the snap. Obviously, you can't get away from that. Like, that's something that you practice on all year, every day. The snap, the fumble, the snap. He ended up fumbling it. He ended up throwing an interception. But the problem is, offense is made to score and defense is made to stop. So, who's going to win? Who's going to win each battle, each round, every down? Who's going to win? And obviously, at the end of the day, we ended up winning. Tyreek Hill, I think he's going to be on track for 2,000 this year. I think the way he played, he's got 2 touchdowns. He's on track, without a doubt. Jalen Waddle made some clutch catches as well, and that helped us out with this win. I don't know if there's anything that you've seen as just a fan. Just remember, we're fans. We're not critiquing, but we're fans of the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you think that you've seen?
I was just gonna let you keep talking. Like I said, I think at the end, Tua finally showed out. That long pass that he did to Tyreek Hill definitely put us in the spot to win. I feel like he could have done better. Small mistakes, made in the beginning that cost us probably a whole lot more points. But overall, I think it was a really good game. I think they were right there neck and neck with each other. I think that both teams did really great. But
it was going to come down to whoever had the ball last. Mm-hmm. That's the type of game that it was, and that's the type of game that we live for, that we like to see. We like to see blowouts as well, but we don't want to we don't want to lose by a blowout. I'd rather lose to a game that was by 1 point, or a touchdown, or by something that was very close, as opposed to losing, getting blown out 31-0.
Yeah.
But
I love the game, baby. I love the game.
We, this was such a tough win, against the Chargers, because it was tough, mostly because we had the chance to lose. Mm-hmm. If we didn't miss that field goal in the very end, in the fourth quarter, if we missed it, which obviously we did miss it, but if they would have made a field goal, that'd have been game over.
Yeah.
That'd have been game over easily.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have came back for nothing.
Yeah.
But that goes to show you that anything can happen in this game.
I bet you they felt like they had a really solid chance.
Oh yeah.
Once they missed the field goal, I was like, oh man, all that hard work.
Man, and even
we're gonna lose
then,
by 1 point.
even then, they were 3rd and 30, and it was still stressful because they brought it back to, 4th and 13.
Mm-hmm.
So even then it was like it was a do or die type of at the end of the game. But for the most part, I think the Dolphins are on the right track for winning the AFC to be the champions.
If we can definitely get rid of those small mistakes though, because that should not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we seen actually what was it on Netflix?
The documentary.
The documentary about Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and what's the other guy's name?
Mariota.
Yeah, Mariota. And it would have been nice to have seen Tua's perspective on that, because I think it opened up our eyes and how we view or like all the little things that the quarterback has to get right and do, and I mean how smart they have to be able to play. So I guess shout out to all the quarterbacks out there. Your job is not as easy as other people think, but I mean I enjoyed it. I think this was a really good game, and we handled ourselves and we came out on top, and I'm all for the win.
For real, the win was pretty great. We were just throwing water in there and everything, but it was fun. It was a fun game. This is one of the games that you would like to see a win come out of, or even if a loss, because then it shows grit on both sides, on both teams. Tua is 2-1 versus the Chargers, and I know there's a lot of people saying that Herbert is better than Tua, but to be honest with you, there's no stats to actually really prove that Herbert was better than Tua. It's always that like people are very on Herbert's side because they don't like Tua. They're not really a Tuanon or whatever they call Tua.
Tuanon.
Yeah, there's so many different types of.
That's the first time I ever heard that.
Tua.
A Tuanon.
Yeah, there's a whole different thing with Tua, but like, so many people hate Tua so much that they're waiting to see him fail in any cost. He did throw an interception. He did lose the ball on the first drive, and I felt like that people who are not Tua fans were happy about that. The problem with that is that even if you are a Dolphins fan, you have to be a fan of Tua. I am a fan of NFL, so I watch the Dolphins. Dolphins is my favorite team, but I'm also watching other teams play. And the fantasy football league that I'm in, it makes it really hard to be a part of just one team. You are kind of forced to watch all teams. So then that kind of
makes for all these different players.
Yeah, you got to root for teams that you don't even really want to. Me being a Miami Dolphins, you best believe I didn't get nobody from Buffalo. I didn't get nobody from Jets. I didn't get nobody from New England. You best believe I didn't do none of that. Because I don't want to, go in the game and thinking like, oh, I need Aaron Rodgers to score a touchdown, but against the Dolphins. But I'm not gonna do that. But even then, I'm still a Dolphins fan, but I'm still an NFL fan. So I watch, teams on Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. But at the end of the day, the time and work that they put in all week long, all season long, it kind of shows and it prevails. Whether if you lose or you win, and there's always room to grow and there's always room to learn. And I think that both teams today, Chargers and the Dolphins, were able to prove what they could show in the postseason. This is going to be a long season. Obviously, everybody's going to be looking out for Tua's health, whether or not he's going to be in concussion, like concussion protocol one way or another.
I guess to see if he can stay healthy this year or not, and I hope he can, because
if he stays healthy, we're going to go to the postseason.
Yeah, and I'm yet to see. I'm hoping that everything comes out to the point where at the end of the season we can see how far along he's come from beginning to end and not have anything cut short. I mean, how far can the Dolphins actually see what that team can actually look like at the end of the
The
season.
problem is that he has to stay healthy. You know, that's going to be on everybody's mind. That's what everybody's going to talk about. If he can
Well,
stay
and
healthy,
then
if he can stay healthy, we are going to go to the postseason.
But that also comes in with him making smart decisions. There were some decisions where he made where he chose to throw the ball to somebody. And I guess when you were talking about what stood out, well, like certain decisions that he made, I mean, he decided to throw the ball to somebody who's like had 3 people covering that person versus somebody who was probably had a better chance or capability of
I think that was
catching the ball.
Craycraft. I think Craycraft was in the middle of the field when he decided to throw him, and he was covered, you know, all the way. I want to say it was Craycraft. I don't know if it was Craycraft or Barrios. One of them two.
I mean, that,
it was in the middle of the field.
That could have easily, that wasn't the time that it was an interception, right?
No, it wasn't an interception.
But it could have been.
It could have been. It could have very, very easily been. And that was a scary throw.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very scary throw.
But those are like I said, those are things that he has to be smart. There were a couple of times where I wish he would have just ran the ball in. I'm like, oh man, it would have been nice if we just went for it. But maybe in the back of his mind, he's got to play smart. It's the beginning of the season, not take those chances to get hit just to run the ball in, you know? So I understand all those things. But you're right, it depends on whether he's able to stay healthy. It also depends if offense is able to, you know, that offensive line is able to just help him out in that game. And I feel like they actually did a good job. I feel like they gave him plenty of time to throw the ball, and he seemed like he was more comfortable in the pocket when he like stepped in and like was able to throw these long passes. So I think he looks good. He just needs to stay, like you say, healthy, and I hope. Here's for hoping, right? Here's for having faith.
Man, I think he's gonna do well. I think that, you know, like you said, as long as he stay healthy, we're gonna go to the postseason. You know, he's gonna make Tyreek Hill look good. He's gonna make Jalen Waddle look good. You know, well, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. They're both gonna make each other look good as long as they catch the ball the way they catch the ball. But it's definitely gonna be an exciting season. This is one of the seasons that, you know, I have a really good feeling that we're gonna go past the postseason. You know, to like I in my gut, I feel like we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. In my gut, and I haven't really felt this way in a long time. Yeah, in a long time. You know, maybe since like I don't know. It's been a long time. Maybe since like Joe Philbin or, you know, whatever. Like, it's been a long time that like I feel like we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. You know, as long as but the problem is, as long as Tua stays healthy, and you kind of reiterate that, you know, he's taken, was it jiu-jitsu or taekwondo? He's taken some kind of martial arts to try and help him fall down. Man, I don't know.
To fall with grace and protect yourself, is that what
maybe he was just too being like trying to like sell it, and then he's oversold it and hurt himself in the process. Maybe just, you know, because like a lot of times, you know, even though they throw the ball, they can get, you know, hit maybe 3 seconds after throwing the ball, and then that's still enough times where the ref doesn't even make the late hit call or roughing the passer call. Like, that's still a lot. Like, Patrick Mahomes is showing it on the documentary, on the quarterback documentary, you know, like where he threw the ball and then they still hit him, you know, and he thought that he was safe and everything, they still hit him, you know. It got to the point where those are things that we don't see on TV.
But I feel like those are also things where like certain quarterbacks need to learn to be more vocal with. Like, hey, like, did you see that? Did you get that? Like, so that it doesn't keep happening to them.
You know?
I think we saw that a lot with Tannehill.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, Tannehill, there was a lot of times where, like, he got hit, but, like, he would just get up and run. You know,
As to the difference for, like, Tom Brady, who was like, hey, you know? So I feel like you also need to probably step up and say something. I know you want to look maybe tough and say, no, I'm all right, it's all part of the game. But at some point, you also have to take care of yourself, take care of your health. Because you could potentially cost your team the whole season.
That's right.
By possibly not even saying anything.
That's right.
But overall, like I said, I think this was a really good game. I'm excited to see what this season holds. I hope he stays healthy. I hope we're able to keep him. Because I would love to see from beginning to end what he's capable of doing with our team.
For sure. And then we can't wait till next week. Next week we're gonna have my older brother on here with us and talking to us. And he's got a whole lot more insight than what I do. He knows I've been a Dolphins fan all my life for as long as I can remember. You know, people, I can't tell you how many times people have told me I'm sorry. Man, don't be. I'm good. I'm good. You know, especially right now, I'm good. This is a good time to be a Dolphins fan. You know, it's very exciting. You know, and then I actually just seen that we might be in talks again for Jonathan Taylor. So I wish we would have gotten Jonathan Taylor because obviously he doesn't want to play for the Colts anymore, and he's like the top running back. You know, I do have him on my fantasy team, so if he's part of the Dolphins,
It's even better.
man, it's even way better. Dude, way better. But that's besides the point. You know, the man wants to get paid. The man wants to also play. He's very young, and he also wants to be a part of a winning team. So like, you know, Dolphins got the money. We got the money. We're willing to pay top dollar for him, and the Colts weren't willing to take that top dollar pay. You know, we were willing to pay him, and so were the Broncos. I do believe it was the Broncos. They were willing to pay him, but at the end of the day, Colts decided to say no. So hope the man gets paid with his words. If that's what the Dolphins, come on, baby, let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys. So that's it for today. So we'll see y'all next week with more, I don't know, fan talk. All right. Well, that's it for the Hit It and Get It. Hope to see you soon.
Hit it and get it, and don't look back.